Hi, everyone, and hello, Greg. Thank you so much, by the way, for organizing and hosting this webinar. I'm so excited. I'm actually, I was just telling Greg, well, I told him last week that I am currently hosting a fam trip, so I am talking to you from France right now. I'm in the beautiful town of La Rochelle on the eastern coast of France, near Bordeaux. And so I feel very fortunate tonight that I am able to, talk to you while in this quaint town of La Rochelle, having a wonderful time, and super excited to, to talk more about French Bee. Some of you may already know us. I hope so. And for those of you who don't, I will give you a little bit of history. Don't worry, I won't bore you too much with it, but we were founded in 2016. However, we are a privately owned airline. It's a French airline, and it belongs to the Groupe Dubreuil, which is a family actually that owns several businesses that covers different industries. They do own Air Caraïbes, which most Americans don't know. It is a legacy airline in France, but it does cover basically France to the French Caribbean, La Réunion, for example, and that's not a popular vacation destination, at least for Americans as of yet, I should say, maybe one day. But Air Caraïbes has been in operation for over 20 years. So the owners of French Bee are not new to the airline industry. And really what they wanted to do with French Bee is they wanted to expand to the North American market. And they actually wanted to try to jump into the sort of budget airline market, which is, as you all know, becoming more and more popular, especially with the soaring costs of air travel. So that was the idea behind it. So our first flight was in 2016, and we actually started flying from Paris to La Réunion. It was sort of our test flight, and then I'll show you a little bit about our routes. But so just so you know, we do have our fleet. French Bee's fleet is composed of 6 Airbus 350s extra wide body. They are from 2016, so pretty brand new, industry standard wise. And we do also have usage of our 8 Airbuses that are the Air Caraïbes Airbuses, and along with 4 ATRs as well that we own with Air Caraïbes. So we have quite a big fleet actually for, the medium-sized company that we are, if you will. So our routes, a little bit about our routes. Actually, a lot of people think that we, they know us for our French routes because we do fly into Paris. But our first flight was actually to Papeete, Tahiti. And so we first flew from Paris to San Francisco, and from San Francisco to Papeete. So San Francisco was the first hub that we opened here in the US. And then we opened Newark, and then we opened Los Angeles and Miami. So we fly basically from those 4 airports to Paris. And then we also have a flight that flies up to 3 times a week to Tahiti from San Francisco. So what I would like to say too is that we do land in Orly. So some of you may already know the difference between Charles de Gaulle and Orly, but for those of you who don't, I'll make it brief. Orly is about 20 minutes outside of Paris. It's south of Paris, whereas Charles de Gaulle is basically between Normandy and Paris. It's about 45 minutes outside of the city. So Orly is actually closer to Paris. It's also a much smaller airport with about 50% fewer flights every day and about 50%, of course, than foot traffic. So it's a much more manageable experience because also there are fewer flights and there's fewer people at the airport. That means that the lines through custom and immigrations are often a lot shorter. And then, of course, for those of you who do transfers and things like that, note that, of course, it's very easy to book a transfer from Orly, and it's also less expensive because it's a shorter distance and you're in the city much quicker. So all in all, Orly is a fantastic airport to land into, whether you're a first timer, which is even better, or a repeat to France. So a little bit more about that. So we do partner with a couple of other airlines. So in the US domestically, we partner with Alaska Airlines, which allows us to connect with over 98 cities throughout the US. So although French B, really pure French B, which the code, by the way, is BF. So although those, we have flights from San Francisco, Los Angeles, Miami, and Newark, you are able on the same ticket, of course, to add a flight, a domestic flight with Alaska on the same ticket. So that's really practical, of course, because we know you have clients all around the US. And as you will hear from Mrs. Vahidia Kelly herself, the sales representative for Air Tahiti after me, we have a partnership with Air Tahiti. So for those of you who book Tahiti, you know that you always book the local carrier, Air Tahiti, because no one goes to Tahiti and just stays on Papeete. Of course, all of your clients will go to, the islands that do require a flight, such as Bora Bora and most of the other islands. So we are able to, we partner with and have a partnership with Air Tahiti. And of course, I will let her talk to you more about that. And in France, fun fact, we actually have a partnership with the trains, the train system in France, the SNCF. So you are able to book. For instance, what I did with this group that I'm with right now is we actually booked a ticket and a train. So from Los Angeles all the way to Bordeaux. So what you do is you book the ticket, obviously, from Los Angeles to Paris, and then we do have a complimentary shuttle that takes you to the train station. So it's very easy, again, because Orly is a very small airport. It takes you 5 minutes to get to the shuttle. The shuttle is there waiting for you, and then you hop on, you get to the train station, you get your train, and it's a really easy connection, and it's nice because you can do everything on the same ticket. So do keep that in mind. The only caveat is that you do have to be traveling to a city other than Paris, of course, within 24 hours of either arriving or departing. Yeah, otherwise you have to do it separately. But good to know that it is possible to do. French be a new way of flying. So that is our slogan. So what's so new about French B? So we are a low fare or budget long haul airline with a state-of-the-art fleet and with the latest Airbus innovations for really maximum comfort. And what does that mean? So talking about the Airbus 350 extra wide body, it's a really sleek aircraft. It's got more spacious cabins. The overhead bins are really large. The windows are larger. It's got increased noise insulation, mood lighting, 20% more fresh air and draft-free air conditioning, and improved temperature control. And actually, all of this combined is actually good for jet lag. So it actually helps with your jet lag. Obviously, if you're flying from San Francisco to Tahiti, the time difference is very little, but when you're flying to France from either the East Coast or the West Coast, there is a rather sizable time difference. And sometimes that can affect the first couple of days of your client's trip, as you know, and not always very pleasantly. And it is pretty astonishing how it really does help with jet lag. All of these sort of things that are made so that you're able to have a better experience when you land and not miss out on your first couple of days because you're just exhausted from jet lag. One of the other really neat things, of course, about the Airbus 350 is that it's actually one of the most fuel efficient aircraft on the market by about 25%. So we're really proud of that, first of all, because we like to know that we're doing our part as much as we can. And that's actually one of the reasons why, and part of the business model of French B is to be able to provide a really good service using a really sleek aircraft such as the Airbus 350 while keeping the cost down. And part of that reason is the fuel efficiency of the aircrafts themselves. We're able to pass on some of that cost, obviously, to the client. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is we do not have a business class. We only have economy and premium economy. And here on this slide, you can see a bird's eye view of the fleet and of the different cabins. So you'll see the premium cabin and then the economy cabin. I'm going to tell you right now, because I know some of you are already going to ask, what is the orange section. So the orange section is still part of the economy cabin. It's kind of what we call, it's our cozy cabin, but it is part of the economy cabin. And what it is, it's kind of the equivalent, we like to say it's the equivalent of the quiet car on the train, because you're closer to the front of the plane and then you get to board, you know, obviously after the premium, but before the other economy people. So there are a couple of benefits to booking the cozy cabin, but other than that, it's the premium and the economy. We have 35 seats in premium and we have the rest in economy. And of course, and you know, I think this is what we did before, Greg, but I'm always happy to send any of these slides or to any of you if you want them, because sometimes it's nice to have the visual as well to keep it. And I know, Greg, as you mentioned too, because you're recording it, you can always go back on it and check it out. Our premium cabin is really nice. I will say it books up really quickly because as you all, I'm sure know, premium economy is, you know, a hot segment of the market, because a lot of clients that, you know, used to book business class, but that you know, can't quite afford it anymore, are reverting back to premium. And so we have a really affordable and really nice premium cabin. I highly recommend. Large windows, really large, great seats, you know, with all the normal, if you will, services and product that you would find on a really a legacy. I like these pictures because they show sort of our crews have these kind of cool, very Parisian looking, because well cut, but yet denim, sort of classy denim outfit. So I really like that. It's a very relaxed atmosphere, and also we're super proud of our crews. They get many accolades, and they've gotten many awards for their just kindness, and we get a lot of compliments on our crew, and we're really proud of them. So some specs on the premium cabin, if you want to kind of write them down, but basically, you know, 36 inches for the pitch, and then 19 for the seat width. So you have some figures here you can kind of revert to, but you'll see in the next couple of slides, I did make a comparative chart so you can see compared to other companies, our competition, how we place ourselves. The economy cabin, pretty, I would say standard compared to other carriers. Again, super spacious luggage bins. You can actually kind of see from this picture, LED lighting, so very subtle, relaxing environment. Entertainment, that is of course included. You don't have to pay for it. Your clients don't have to pay for it. Improved air quality, we talked about a little bit earlier, which again helps with jet lag. And here are some specs for the economy cabin. So it's a really good product as well, and very comfortable and very easy as well. And I love this. So when I first joined, I did this chart because I was curious to see where we placed. So I went on good old, you know, seatguru.com, and if you look at the premium section in the seat width sort of boxes, and if you look at French B, the first one, so we're at 19, United 19, Delta is actually a little less, Air France is at 19, Air Tahiti's a little bit, their seats are a little bit larger. So you really have an idea, but you know, the most part, we're pretty on par with, and sometimes even actually more competitive in terms of our seat sizes than our competition. And then the pitch as well, if you look at the economy line, we're at 31.32, UA is at 31, Delta is at 31.32, same as us. Air France is at 32. TN again has a bit larger seats. But we're pretty, on par in terms of industry standards. And I do want to really emphasize on the fact that, French Bee's whole business model is built on the idea that you do not have to sacrifice service in order for a product to be affordable. And this is why, in fact, we market to the travel trade. We wouldn't market if we didn't think that, the quality was there. So we really, there's really two big pieces to it. The first one is the, like I said, the fact that they're very fuel efficient, the aircraft. And the second part of it is that we don't have a business class, and those seats take up a lot of, space on an aircraft. So by removing them, we can put more premium and economy. And so that drives the prices down too. So that's really, there's no secret recipe, there's no secret, there's no bait and switch or anything like that. It's actually a pretty transparent business model. And which we're really proud of. And then, there's a third component, which is we do offer a variety of a la carte services. You don't have to, because we do have different fares, packaged fares, if you will, that include a certain amount of amenities. But that said, you do have a la carte services, and you could potentially, for your clients, book a lower fare, and then book all the a la carte services, various a la carte services separately. But again, you don't have to, because there are the fares that are inclusive of most of those. So some of these a la carte services, of course, are baggage, meals, priority boarding, premium upgrade. Onboard entertainment is actually Wi-Fi, which even on our aircrafts are really reasonable. The packages start from $4 to $27. So really affordable. Skip the line. Lounge access, that's in Orly. So we do have lounge access. We do have a lounge that we share actually with Air Caraïbes, our parent company, if you will. In Orly, we do not have lounges, however, in our US airports. And then, of course, amenity kits that, with the mask and the socks and the little toothbrush and toothpaste and that sort of thing. So our onboard additional services, so we just mentioned the Wi-Fi, really competitive. I always use it. So when I came on this flight, all of our planes are equipped with Wi-Fi. So the only reason why it wouldn't work, of course, is if it doesn't work for reasons out of our control, like weather and things like that. But otherwise, they are all equipped. I had it the whole time flying over. It worked great. And like I said, at really affordable prices. We, of course, have in-flight catering. So we have, your clients can purchase snacks or anything that, drinks, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, duty-free shopping, everything, again, that regular legacy airlines have, we offer the same services. And then we offer a slew of specialty meals. The only thing is they do need to be reserved at least 48 hours prior to booking. So that's really the only thing. So just make sure if there are any special services really, or any special meals that your clients will need. We have had some really great press, including by some, obviously, of course, established, but also more on the luxury side as well, press, travel, whether it's travel related or more general. And it's been really well received. French Bee has been really well received. I have to say also, and I think, Greg, I've told you this too, I feel very fortunate because most of the time, when I do have agents that have used French Bee, either for themselves or for clients or for both, I get really positive feedback. So I do think that it's really worth trying. And obviously I'm here if you have questions, I'm here to help. And then of course you have, you know, your best partner, Centrav, of course, to help with booking. And we do offer, of course, commission. And it's just really a wonderful product. I think that is so affordable in these days. It's hard to find affordable fares. And we offer that without compromising the quality of the flight, of the service, of the product. So I think that it's an option that's really interesting to look into for your clients. With that, I will stop yapping away because I know I've already given you so much information. I am sorry, I did mention to Greg, we actually just very recently, like this week, recently changed our fares, our package fares. So I haven't had time to make a new slide with all the new information, but as soon as I do, I will send that over to Greg so he can send that to you as well, so you have them. But you, of course, also have my contact information if you have any questions. So I actually handle the West Coast, so mainly the flights that are serviced in, you know, from San Francisco and Los Angeles. And then my colleague Katerina, who some of you may know, I'm sure know, she's been with the company longer than I have. I've been with French Bee for almost 2 years now. She's been with them for, I think, at least 3. And so Katerina handles our, she's in our New York office. Our headquarters are in, the US headquarters are in New York. And she handles our departures from Miami and Newark. And we have, last but not least, Suib, who is our inside sales executive and who handles mostly groups. So that's also, our information is there. And that's pretty much it. I will leave it at that. Thank you again so much, Greg, for organizing this. And I hope this was clear and I hope you learned a lot. And that's it.